mate, like you had the Peter Dutton interview, right?
Mm.
And anytime, we're talking politics.
Bit of backlash
before.
since then in the Herald.
Right, of course there will be, because any time that you're talking politics, somebody's going to agree with you and somebody's not, right? And you've got a job as a...
And I've spoken to Chris Bowen and Peter Dutton. I want to talk to Albo. Like,
I've seen you've
I try to
actively pushed for that too.
Try to get both sides.
And it's interesting because it doesn't always work out that way, right?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, why haven't you done Albo? As if like I just haven't asked him.
Yeah, or as if you should just text him tonight.
You know what? I didn't think of that. I mean,
mate, I found it interesting, right? Because
I appreciate they think that I could just call up the Prime Minister and say, oh, I think it's time, you know?
Mate, 100%. Well, that's the...
But we are trying.
Yeah, that's the naivety of any kind of public perception, right? We all do it. We all fall into the trap of, we watch media and we think, why didn't they...
That being said, though, and I was on... The ABC spoke to me about this a few days ago, and the Sydney Morning Herald have written some articles about it as well. I think they ask about how the audience perceive it, but I get hate on my diving videos. Like, people watch my diving videos and tell me how to dive. People watch my other videos and tell me how to cook. So the fact on my podcast, when I interview a politician and they comment this or that, it's just part of the whole ecosystem of social media.
Were you surprised that the Sydney Morning Herald came after you for that? Like 2 weeks ago, they published an article criticising the...
They wrote another one the other day.
Views. Did they?
Yeah, I got a video of my editors at the moment responding again. I find it all good fun.
Yeah. Well, it kind of helps to not take yourself so seriously that you... Because you know that there's going to be criticism, especially by media. And
that's okay too. Like we live in a free country where
for sure
people should be able to say whatever they want, but expect a response.
So for the people listening who aren't aware of this, Sydney Morning Herald basically come out and critiqued the numbers on the podcast on YouTube and some of the audio platforms, saying that the Peter Dutton reception wasn't great.
Yeah,
but the numbers on social were quite big. Flop's a strong word.
Yeah, I use that in my diving. I thought they joined it for me.
That's
I've definitely had many flops in my diving, so I thought...
Nice creative writing there.
Yeah, I honestly... Maybe they did a good job with that title.
Yeah.
Look, well, when I saw the article, I thought, I better go count. So I went through all my social media numbers, and it turns out it'd done over 1.4 million. And 1.2 million of that was public information.
Yeah.
So they could have scrolled back and found the videos. So in my video response, I just showed my side of the story, which is what I think is so valuable about social media. Back in the day, maybe 100 years ago, if mainstream media said something, it just is what it is. But now you can stand up and say, hey, actually, I don't believe that. I think this, and here's my argument.
Well, here's the numbers.
So I appreciate that back and forth. Well, they wrote another article recently.
Well, what did that say? Because I haven't read that.
To be honest, it was a bit nicer, so I appreciate it. They did put a nice photo of me too, so I respect that. But I have another response video with the editors at the moment. I shot it last night. But it's, it's not personal. It's just they're doing their job. But if they're going to bring me into it, I will respond.